Found this bamboo staff out hiking a few years ago. Someone either left it or I don't know what the story is. But I wanted to go over the reasons, not the how, that we lash our staffs. I'm going to go into an historical sense. Um, Covers all cultures. It covers Africa, it covers Middle East, it covers Asia, it covers Europe, and of course North America. Now I did this in a North American style with a sinew. This is a non-animal based sinew, in case you're wondering. And I coated it with beeswax. Should give it some endurance, should give it some strength, give it some dexterity. More importantly, it's a nice staff if you're walking. So why do we do things like this? Okay, some cultures paint their staffs. You can do this with axe handles. You can do this with just about anything. And it comes down to number one reason for me is it gives it a nice look. Okay, I could also find the middle point of the balance on this where it's even. Put a little bit of lashing there. Reason being because there's 3 points on the staff that are going to be taking the brunt of when you're using it. Number one is the top, the middle part, and of course the bottom. When you're talking something like bamboo, well, it's going to crack. You see there's a nice crack running up the side of it. And that lashing is going to somewhat hold it together. In fact, with that crack in that, if I hit something with this, it's kind of like a kendo stick, you know. Sailors would use this type of lashing on the end of ropes for that reason, to stop the fraying of it. But there's also a more fundamental reason of why we lash objects like this. And it might not be, well, to some people are hikers and some people that are survivalists, it would be very right in your face obvious. But to me, it's something I'm going to explain to people. When you're out and your shoe breaks, or your backpack has a hole in it, or whatever you need cordage for, you have it right there. And it's only a matter of, by the way I tied this and buried it, of getting your knife out, pulling a piece of that or cutting that off, and you have at least, I believe I went with 10 feet is what a minimum I went for on this. So I have at least 10 feet of cordage right here and 10 feet of cordage here. So between the two, let's say I'm out and I have a tarp with me or I have some kind of a shelter I need to build. I'm on a survivalist situation where I need to take wood and lash it to make a lean-to, to make a any kind of structure between two trees that I want to use where I can put a board across and I can attach it. This will work perfectly for that. And it gives me enough rope that I can get around a tree a couple times and lash it to the board and create a nice pivot point. Nice, really nice. Um, Lashing is something that a lot of people take for granted. Another way you'll see lashing like this is on a fishing pole. If you look at the way the eyes are put on, it's usually lashed like this and then coated with a varnish or an acrylic. And that's how they attach things. So you know the structure, the stability, the dexterity of it. And I'll show you another instance of where I did some lashing that works. And it's right here with this trellis that I use for my beans. Lashed 3 old Christmas trees from previous years and made it into a nice structure that works very effectively for the beans to climb up. You don't have to use Christmas trees. You can use any 3 boards. You can buy one buys at Lowe's. It'll do the same trick. Lashing is a very important skill that you should learn. And starting with a walking stick is a good place to start.